what does sourcing mean? What is that? I talked about it as part of step 1, but
Sure.
What does sourcing include?
So sourcing is the materials. So it's the actual going out and looking for and giving you options of what kinds of fabrics and trims are going to be in your garment or could be used in your garment. So that's that could be a time where you want to spend more time both in design and sourcing. I think that's probably maybe the biggest place to spend your time.
So and I can talk a little bit more about sourcing too, but we have another Clothier roundtable that's specifically about sourcing, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but you could check that out. So yes, definitely the design phase. We want to really hash out, and define what we can in that beginning part in order to save time later. But then so sourcing isn't just a matter of going to the store and buying fabric. That's not how it works. You want to be able. We were operating at a wholesale level, so we need to be able to get work, and we work with hundreds or if not thousands of different fabric and trim vendors, and so. We want to, we reach out to those vendors and then, acquire the samples. And then we have to send the samples to you, and then you evaluate them and choose them, and we'll help you do that. And then once you choose them, then we have to order them. And then, different stock levels can change, and, fabrics can become available at one time and then available later, or you have to switch or certain colors available and you have to kind of switch it around. That happens a lot in sourcing, so it's important to take time in sourcing, but it's also important to be flexible. If timeline is your number one goal. And then we have to, they have to ship it. So it's different than design. We do it all here. We have our design team here. They sit at their desk and design the garment for the design boards. But sourcing, it involves just a lot of other people and other companies outside of Clothier, because we have an awesome sourcing team that has access to tons and tons of different materials. We don't stock them here just because we use so many different ones. And that's why it takes so much time, is working with different vendors, reaching out to them, getting the items shipped here. But it is time well spent, because it does pay off, accessing like really cool fabrics that maybe another manufacturer who doesn't allow
sourcing,
who maybe only uses their stock fabrics, we can get other extra stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think clients find most surprising about the 4-step process?
Sourcing.
Yeah, I think maybe sourcing. Yeah, I would say probably, because kind of what you mentioned, it's not just going to the fabric store and picking something out. There's a lot of other levels to it, in terms of finding what's available, and maybe something that's not quite available but could be available. So we're really digging deep and kind of investigating what can be used in your garment and why. And there's a lot of back and forth with the vendor and with our team, and then again with the client. Yeah. So there's kind of this full circle that has to happen, and I think people don't realize that fabrics really make a difference in the quality and the function of your garment, and so that's a big thing that I think maybe people downplay or underestimate the importance of what the materials are used in your garment, or why they're so important, and how they can change and improve your garment.
Yeah, and something here's the thing with sourcing. So if you're using an inspiration garment, let's say you have an inspiration garment from the store. Well, every big brand, like Nike, Adidas, even smaller than that, they have their fabric specifically made for them. So it's not, Nike didn't just go to a wholesale vendor and say, oh, I want that one. They have them develop. They worked with a mill, a mill that actually makes the yarn and then knits or weaves the fabric, and they have the fabric made for them with the specific content that they want and the specific knit and the functions and the treatments. And so because a lot of the brands we're working with aren't operating at the level of Nike, they are not ready to have a custom developed fabric. And so we have to source fabrics that are wholesale, that are available. And so if you have an inspiration garment, great, we'll start there, but the likelihood of finding that exact fabric is pretty low, because that fabric was likely made specifically for that production run. And so that can be surprising for people. Is they'll say, hey, I want a fabric that's this exact Nike shirt, and we're like, great, we can do that if you are willing to develop your own fabric, and it could be anywhere from $50,000 and up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to avoid that and start on a smaller scale just to even test your idea. So we start with sourcing fabrics that are available, that are stocked. And I think some people find it surprising that not every fabric is available to buy.
Yeah.